Hello Rebels and welcome back to my life. Hey, you know that video I keep saying I'm gonna do for the Project for Awesome? Well, this is that video, and I would like to show you something remarkable that you might not think is remarkable. So I just drank water from a glass that came from a magical spigot in my refrigerator, and I know from a long history of precedents that I'm probably not gonna die. And this is my wife Megan, who hates being on this video. She has given birth to 3 beautiful children, including this one. And you know what? She didn't die. Not even once. Back to the office. Okay, so what does that have to do with today's video? Well, for those not in le know, which is French for el no, which is Spanish for to blathe or to blow, Project for Awesome is an annual charity fundraiser where lots of people give money, and then you, yes, you, the person watching this video, and lots of other people like you, get to decide where that money goes, to which charities. So during the Project for Awesome, YouTubers like me make videos highlighting our favorite charities and then asking you to go to the Project for Awesome website, which is linked in the description, and to vote on the charities that you want to receive all of the funding. Now, I only became a nerd fighter this year when I started doing my own vlog, but they've been doing this for like a lot of years, and they've raised a sickening amount of money. So I wanted to throw my hat in the ring and let you know about a charity called Empower Tanzania. So this is my cousin Sherry. We grew up in different states and only met a few years ago, but ever since I've known her, she's been working with this organization called Empower Tanzania. Tanzania is on the east coast of Africa, and if you look on a map, you might think it's pretty small, but it's actually much bigger than any state in America other than Alaska. But even with all that space, Tanzania actually has a population density about 50% greater than the United States. About 44 million people live in Tanzania, and 45% of them are under 15 years old. The country faces many of the same problems that other countries in the region face, namely a lack of clean water supply for their population, lack of access to proper health care so that everybody can, live long lives. Now, the Tanzanian government is working on solving these problems, but here's the thing. They only have so many resources to allocate and so much infrastructure to work within, so most of their efforts are directed at the big population centers, big cities and towns that are mostly coastal. For that reason, more than half of the population who live across the vast space of the country will never even hear about these programs. I mean, you can't really blame the government. Given a finite amount of resources, of course, they're going to spend them where they'll get the most bang for their buck, but it's not so good if you're like one of the millions of people who don't get that help. So that's where Empower Tanzania comes in. Remember how I introduced you to my wife who had 3 kids and didn't die? Unfortunately, that's not the case for a lot of women in Tanzania. For example, the indigenous Maasai population a few years ago had a maternal mortality rate of 35%. That means that 1 in every 3 childbirths ended with the mother's death, which is kind of unimaginably horrible. So this is one of the things that Empower Tanzania did. They built midwife clinics in a bunch of districts that worked in conjunction with local hospitals. And the midwives there do once a month prenatal checks on any woman who's pregnant. And if any woman has complications, they're sent to the hospital where it can be handled. And the amazing thing is that each clinic is funded for only $2,000 to $3,000 a year, which is like much less than the cost of delivering 1 baby in the United States. Another problem the country faces is farming technology, where a lot of best practices just aren't known, like crop rotation. Empower Tanzania has moved in with best practice training that increases output and profitability like 5 to 8 times. Farmers in Tanzania are traditionally women, not men, so along with all of this increase in profitability is a huge rise in women empowerment, which is awesome, if you like women. And these farmers are growing out of simply supplying enough food for their families to survive and creating a surplus that they can then sell and increase the economic state of their entire area. And anybody who watches Crash Course knows how important that is. Empower Tanzania has also created a curriculum of basic healthcare video courses in Swahili made by Tanzanians and sent them out to all of the wards, which are like central large villages in each district. Mothers from local villages in the district gather at the ward to learn the healthcare technology and then bring that knowledge back to their villages, increasing the healthcare knowledge of the entire country. It's kind of awesome. And that plays into the theme of the way Empower Tanzania works. Whatever they do, they don't just send in an army of volunteers to fix everything. They work with the locals who know what the problems are and usually know what the solutions are too. They just need support of people like you. So donations to Empower Tanzania don't fund plane tickets for an army of volunteers to come in from out of the country, which is unsustainable. Instead, they empower the people of Tanzania themselves to improve their own lives, increasing quality of life, not just for themselves, but for future generations. My cousin Sherry has a friend, a Tanzanian friend, who had a baby at 9.5 pounds, which, that's a big baby. And just a few years ago, the average weight of an infant on delivery in Tanzania was close to 4 pounds. So my cousin was like a little concerned that maybe the baby was diabetic, which is a common problem. And so she asked, and her friend said, no, Sherry, I've gotten fat. And so I had a fat baby because now I can eat milk and vegetables and meat enough to survive. So that's Empower Tanzania. I hope you will check it out. There's a link in the description to it, as well as a link to the Project for Awesome website where you should go and check out all of the charities. They're all cool. Please pop over to the website, check out the live stream, and donate if you can. The Project for Awesome has for many years now helped people all around the world improve their lives in a multitude of ways. Thanks very much for watching, Rebels. I really appreciate it, and I will see you later. Bye.